Here we go, and we're live. Wow, what a day yesterday. Nvidia jumps 9% over $1,000 and becomes the third largest company in the US. On the other hand, the Dow plummets more than 600 points for its worst day of 2024. So, what the heck is going on here in the market? That's exactly what we're going to look at today. And then also, we had more WTF trading positions that were available today. So, which ones did we take? Did we take all of them, some of them, none of them? We'll talk about this. And with that said, welcome to Coffee with Markus and Mark. And today is Friday, May 24th. And in this show, we're going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. And geez, Mark, I'll leave you alone for a day, and everything is going crazy. Look at this. The Dow had its worst day. Nvidia is just shooting higher. What's happening here?
I mean, gosh, it's interesting. It's all about Nvidia right now. A pretty impressive reversal though yesterday after a gap higher. It looked like everything was going great, and then the worst day for the Dow since March. And yesterday, if at the end of the day you looked at the heat map, it was really Nvidia green and everything red.
So yeah, the Dow, right after making new record highs, right now, I mean, moving towards the 50-day moving average. Who knew? I mean, the Dow is pretty slow. So this year is a 2.7% drop for the Dow. That's quite significant.
Yeah, and we saw some weakness. JP Morgan was down. A couple of big names might have pulled back, but I think that Nvidia's kind of overshadowed what's going on in the market, and I saw that information technology is the only positive S&P 500 sector this week. Right. So yes, there's some green today. Yes, Nvidia has soared, but it's been kind of a weak week.
Yeah. And I mean, we also have some Dow components like Boeing got hammered yesterday,
True.
down 8%. Also, the whole week, Walgreens Boot Alliance. I mean, look at this. Where are we for the week with Walgreens, another Dow component? We are down 11% for the week. So there's just a few in the Dow that right now are dragging the whole index down.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a switch up back to tech because the Dow was outpacing tech for a little bit during that pullback, and now it seems like maybe back to risk on.
Yeah. But hey, we talked about it. So, what is really driving the markets? And this is where I think on Wednesday, when we had the Fed meeting minutes, that's where we really learned of what's happening right now, right here, right then.
Yeah, yeah. So it seems as though the Fed is a little bit concerned about sticky inflation.
Yeah. And just like this, we also see changing probabilities here on the CME Group Fed Tool Watch. Look at this. What just happened? I mean, right now there is a 0.9% of a rate hike that suddenly popped up.
That's interesting.
I mean, we haven't seen
I
this in
mean,
quite a while.
it's nothing, but it's interesting.
Yeah. But also here, I mean, so right now, I mean, traders believe that in September, a rate cut, it's a 50-50 shot. And I mean, this moved significantly uh, down.
Well, also that there's a cut in December, right? Because even just yesterday, there was still it was leaning towards a cut in December. And right now, probabilities are showing we stay the same.
Yeah. So this is what's happening. So we got to look at interest rates here and see what are interest rates doing. And we see that on a daily chart here, we have the 2-year yield that has been all week long inching higher.
Yep. Down a little bit today, but especially yesterday, soaring.
Yeah. And then also the 10-year yield. I mean, 10-year yield, not as extreme, but I mean, yesterday also pretty good jump here.
Well, and the 10-year yield, I think it was down for 3 weeks straight, and now it's going to be back positive. So it just kind of shows that interest rates remain higher longer.
Yeah. And then we have news from the cryptocurrencies. And it seems to be buy the rumor, sell the fact news.
Yes. So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, approved a change that could open the door for ETFs that can own cryptocurrency Ether or
Yeah, and
Ether.
this is where when the rumors were true, we saw that it jumped from 3,000 to almost 4,000 today. A little bit down because it is true. So we will probably very soon see Ethereum ETFs. We saw Bitcoin ETFs, or we already see a bunch of them. I think there's almost a dozen or maybe even more of Bitcoin ETFs. No Ethereum ETFs just yet, but they might be coming.
Yeah.
Well, also, I mean, a little bit under the radar. Did you see what happened here to Ross? I mean, look at that. What a move. I mean, this is reported earnings yesterday after the bell, and this morning up 9%.
Yeah. What I saw some headlines there. I know that they beat, but was there a forecast that was
No, it
also
just
positive or
that
better?
in general, they said everything is good. And as you can see, they beat earnings. And
Hmm.
so Ross department stores have been moving lower, as you can see. I mean, for the year to date, let me just see if we have that information right here. I mean, year to date, before today's move, they were down. And we know that overall the markets are up like what, 10, 12% or something like this. So this were they got beaten. So it's kind of a relief, like, okay, it's better than expected.
Yeah. Nice move. Nice move.
Yeah. And hey, a little bit also under the radar, Moderna, mRNA. Have you seen that? I mean, look at
This
this
one.
weekly move. I mean, if you look at the
Wow.
week, I mean, it's up 23% for the week, kind of coming back from the dead.
That is interesting. That just kind of snuck up there. I haven't been paying attention at all to Moderna, but that is an impressive move in just a month.
Yeah. And I mean, also talking about under the radar, PDD, Pinduoduo. Look at this. I mean, for the week, up 10%. Also, pretty impressive move. I mean, they're the parent company of Temu. Have you ever ordered anything on Temu, however you pronounce it?
I have not. I'm always trying to talk my wife out of not getting something on there. She hasn't, but my mom orders all sorts of stuff on there.
I ordered something there twice, and both times I was disappointed. The quality
Yeah.
was really, really, really bad. I'm
It
not
seems
sure.
like they kind of wow you with these really good prices and huge discounts, but I always thought that the quality would be questionable. What is it?
Yeah,
Wish is that the other company where it looks like you're getting this great product and it's just you know
yeah.
a shocker.
All right, let's take a look at our positions. We start with our real positions. And look at this. Our little buddy, CSIQ, right now trying to attack the resistance that we had here at 18. And this morning, breaking through the 18 level. I mean, yes, I'm happy. And I would have loved to pick up some more shares at 15. And we've been trying to do this week. We have been trying to
Yeah,
sell puts. Started last Friday, a week ago, just for another partial rescue mission. But hey, I'm fine. Just come on, buddy. Keep rallying. Next stop should be somewhere around 20.
a little bittersweet, but can't complain.
Can't complain. On the other hand, I mean, UPS, what the heck is going on there? I mean, Mark, did you stop shopping on Amazon? Did y'all stop shopping on Amazon? What's wrong with y'all?
I
I mean,
know.
this is
I,
a super surprising move for the week.
I need to pump up my subscribe and save a little bit and get those recurring Amazon orders coming my way again.
It seems so. So yeah, I mean, as we can see here, moving lower, kind of. I mean, is this really because of the debt offering that they issued? It's a bit surprising, but FedEx is doing a very similar move here, right? So if
Yeah.
you look at FedEx, we also see that FedEx here has been moving lower. So is the world stopping buying on Amazon and shipping stuff through FedEx and UPS? Have I missed something? Do we have the Amazon drones right now that are flying through the air?
I can't explain this bigger dip. Contextually, when you look at the chart, it's not too much of a concern. We're just at these lower ranges, but I thought we were going to be taking off from here, and instead we're getting a pullback. We'll see.
Yeah. So anyway, we're still trading above my break even, but yeah, not liking this too much. So time right now to find some support, and then remember we're all buying stuff. UPS trucks are still driving through the neighborhood, same as FedEx
Hmm.
trucks. It's happening.
It
Okay.
is.
Anyhow, then the WTF analyzer. I mean, we just have a lot of open positions. So let's start maybe with Disney. We entered Disney last week, I believe it was, right?
Yes.
So last week entered long at 103.04. Was moving lower today, making a nice move up 1%. So now it is really time for Disney to move.
Yeah, just kind of flatlining after the entry, and then yesterday the dip. But let's we're ready.
Yeah.
Up going into a 3-day weekend. That works.
Yeah. And Airbnb having a phenomenal day today, up 3.5% today. So this really seemed to have bounced off the 200-day moving average very nicely here, and now is making a move towards our entry price, and then hopefully going beyond there.
Yeah, down more than 4%, but with this move higher, we're getting closer. So we'll see when we get an exit. See if an exit signal comes early next week.
Yeah. UNP is a stock that we entered on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we entered at 234.77, still a bit down around the flat line. And I like to see that it's also really nicely bouncing off the 200-day moving average. It did it previously, so now also bounce off and then rally towards 240.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out there. Not the nice recovery that we want, but it's doing its thing.
Yeah. Then yesterday we entered Target, and Target, I mean, kind of a picture perfect entry. Entered at
Yeah.
142.50. Today already trading at 145. This is here where we bounced off the 200-day moving average after this massive earnings drop that we saw here. And right now, looking like Target wants to attack the gap and potentially fill it.
Yeah, this is a picture perfect gap type play where we start to see that attempt to fill the gap. And right now, it looks like 145.50 is the line in the sand, a little bit of resistance there. We're just having a hard time getting through those highs on those bars. But if we could get through that, this could take off.
This could take off. And then we have Lowe's that we entered yesterday. Lowe's still a bit down today. I'm surprised that the 200-day moving average didn't hold there. So we entered at what? 221 right now at 216, so down around $5. That's 2.5%. So not too concerned about this one, but Lowe's, time for you also to move higher.
Yep.
Four new signals today, and both you and I decided to trade three of them. First off, CVX, which is working out quite well so far, entered at 158.08, right now trading at 158.39. And also here we see that the 200-day moving average seemed to act very nicely as support. So let's see if we can bounce back here towards probably 160, 161. That should work out great. So we entered it this morning.
Yeah.
Next in line, Dow. The Dow also gave us an entry signal, and this is working out beautifully. I mean, this is where we entered at 57.29, right now already up to 57.75, trading at highs of the days, up 1.5% for the day. Loving this, looking good.
Yeah, picture perfect move here. This is what we want.
This is exactly what we want to see. And finally, GM, another trade that we took. Right now, trading around our entry price. We entered at 44.07, right now trading at 44.06. So GM hasn't decided yet what to do, but we will see.
Yeah, and now we're definitely full with WTF positions, full of WTF, and it's interesting because typically we would manage 5 to 6 positions, but we do have a lot of buying power sitting there because of the wheel positions that we're waiting to fill. So I was
Yep.
comfortable adding a few more than what we'd normally be trading.
Yeah. So right now, a total of 8 positions that we have here in our industries, and I kind of like it, even though we don't really pay attention to this. These 8 are in 6 sectors, so it is kind
Yeah,
of diversified. So not bad at all.
it is nice.
All right. So let's see where we are heading into the 3-day weekend. But it is time for a dad joke competition. And yes, you beat me with the last trading joke. You beat my grandma joke. I thought my grandma joke was good, but you beat me. Hands down. Hands down. So, all right, let's do it today. What you got for us today?
Well, it's been a pretty fierce battle, Marcus, but I think I have a pretty good one today. Why did the broker cross the road?
Why did the broker cross the road?
Yeah,
I don't know.
because he ran out of options. And I have to give credit where credit is due because mastermind member Andrew Reed, I had a coaching call with him and his wife yesterday, and he said, "Okay, Mark, I got a good one for you." So I got a chuckle out of that and decided to use
All right,
it.
all right, all right, all right. Come on. I give it a shot. I can't go down without a fight. See, in college, I was so broke, I couldn't afford the electricity bill. Those were the darkest day of my life.
That's that. Speaking of college, did I ever tell you that you know who Dwayne Johnson is? I actually lived. He lived. We were in an apartment complex. He lived above me, and he lived upstairs for 6 months.
What?
For 6 months, I was living under a rock.
All right, all right, all right. I can see that. I can see that. All right, let's go back to the markets. Coming coming up from under a rock. So 5 minute chart of the S&P, we see that today we see an impressive rebound so far. S&P up 0.8%. The Nasdaq up 1% right now. The Dow Jones also trying to recover from having the worst day, and the VIX moving lower again after yesterday having a little bit of a spike. Now today we're down 5% again. Now, we are going into a long weekend because on Monday is Memorial Day here in the United States. And markets are being closed in observance of Memorial Day. So this means that we also won't have a show. And Mark, what do you expect going into the long weekend? I mean, let's just take a look at a weekly chart. And on a weekly chart, the S&P is just barely up with 6 points. The Nasdaq is up 1.4%. So that's the Nvidia stuff. And the Dow is down 2%. So let's focus on the S&P. Positive or negative? So we have the Dow down for the week, we have the Nasdaq up for the week, and the S&P is trying to decide what to do.
I think the morning session has set the tone for the day, and that is that traders are buying the dip based on yesterday's reversal and okay being long the holiday weekend. So I think that we're not going to get big moves, but that we will finish higher in the S&P and then, of course, the NASDAQ. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of excitement the rest of the session, but I don't see a reversal coming.
Yeah, so the Nasdaq probably making a new all-time high today. Not so for the S&P, but the Dow, it seems bouncing off the 50-day moving average, trying to recover part of yesterday's losses.
Yep.
All right. Well, with that said, we wish you a great long 3-day weekend. If you enjoyed today's show, give us a like. We really appreciate your likes. Leave a comment and let us know which of the jokes was better. Okay. Anyhow, and with that said, have a great long weekend, and we'll see you again next week.
Happy trading, everybody.